Oh, welcome to RubyUI. My name is Sirdes. I am CTO at Linkana, organizer of Tropical on Rails, and one of the maintainers of RubyUI. Before diving in RubyUI and how we can use in our Rails application, I would like to talk about why I decided to join the RubyUI team and to use it in my own company. So, uh, before I used RubyUI, I was using ChatCN, that is a component library for React application. And I really like ChatCN because of the look and feel, but most important, because it's very easy to extend and to customize it. And we can just take the parts of the components that I really want in my application. So when I decided to join the RubyUI team, it was at the beginning of the development. So I decided to help the guys to bring the same syntax, the same uh, field, the same usage method from ChatCN to the RubyUI. And I have been using RubyUI in my own company for at least a year. So let's see how you can use it in your own application as well. So first off, let's try to create a new application. Let's call it Ruby UI. We sure want to use dev containers for development. That it will be very easy to run the application with dev containers. We want to use ES Build as a bundler. It will be much easier to use Ruby UI with ES Build. You also can use with import maps, but ES Build is the recommended way. And for CSS, you must use Tailwind because, of course, the all the component library is based on Tailwind. We are now supporting Tailwind 4. So let's go and let's create our new Rails application so we can start playing with that. So let's go. Let's try to see here. So right now, let's open our editor. And of course, we want to reopen in dev containers. So let's wait a little bit while the containers are going on. Okay, so um, let's see our Rails application running. So we are not ready yet. We need to use yarn. Actually, we need to add some libraries before we should be able to start. So let's add hotwire stimulus. Let's add hotwire turbo, turbo rails. Um, let's add yes build, of course, and let's add Tailwind CSS CLI. So we are using Yarn because the default Rails config comes with Yarn, but you can use whatever you want. So um, let's add those dependencies and let's see if we can run our application right now. So yeah, we have the full Rails page. So we are ready to move on. So the first thing first, let's try to generate a scaffold for a post um, model with a title as a string with a body as text and with a category as a string as well. So we are able to create the model and everything else. We have run the migration. So let's see how that is looking. We go to our browser and we should go to our post index. So right now we are seeing just the ERB generated by Rails. There is some maybe default Tailwind CSS that are making the page look a little bit different, but uh, let's try to create uh, just anything here just to test. So we have created. Oh, nice! It was created, but right now we want to start using RubyUI, right? So let's do that. The first thing first, we need to add our gem bundle add RubyUI dash dash group development, and that's the first thing that I want to explain. Like ChatCN, RubyUI should be put it on your development environment because you will be able to eject the components that you want to use. So that component will be moved for your application and you'll be able to see how simple it is. You'll be able to customize, to extend, and that's the way that we are promoting the usage of the RubyUI as a ejectable components, just like ShadCN works. So because of that, we don't need the don't need it to be required. So let's see here, required false. So okay, now we have RubyUI installed. So let's let's move on and use the RubyUI CLI to install it. So RubyUI install, and it will generate a lot of code that are gonna be moved to your applications, like an initializer, a component base, a view base, just a little bit of boilerplate, and they are asking to modify the tailwind CSS. We should say yes, and it will start to install some dependencies at tailwind at your package JSON as well. And one of the most important thing, it will also be installing the Phlex gem because RubyUI is based on Phlex. For you guys that don't know, Phlex is a alternative for creating views in Rails. It's like ERB, but with a different approach where you'll be able to create views with Ruby. And that seems to be a little bit weird at first, but when you start to work that way, you are discovering that it will become much faster and you will start to enjoy work with Flex instead of RB. At least it was what I felt by the time. So I recommend you go ahead and read from the docs, the overview, the getting started, and how to handle components, how everything works, because it is out of our scope here today. But it's it's important to you to know that RubyUI are using Flex. So right now we have stalled, but we need to create to eject the RubyUI components that we are going to use today. So let's go ahead and use RubyUI components. I'm going to use the badge components, the button components, the card, the combo box, the for, input, link, text area, and typography component. So yeah, they just add the badge one. So we have to go ahead and type which one of them. So let's the card component, the button component, the combo box component. Okay. Uh, you saw that combo box has stimulus dependency, so it will go ahead and install that for us as well. So after combo box, we're going to need a for, an input, a link, a text area, and finally the typography component. For sure, you can install everything. We have a command for that, but you should, install only what you're gonna be using. That's the recommended way. So right now, if you go on your app and then go to views, here on app on components, you're gonna see the RubyUI folders, and here inside that we are gonna be able to see every component that you installed. So the button, for example, it's just that. This is the whole component. You are seeing that, you're seeing the tailwind that we are using. It's very easy to understand, and you are encouraged to go forward and take a look on everything that was generated. So right now, if you are looking on, let's run again our server, being bar dash dev. So we are open on our browser, and if we go to post, we are gonna see the ERB version of the index. So let's try to move that to RubyUI. So the first thing we are gonna do is to use Phlex to generate a new component, and the component it's called index and will be inside the post folder. So as you can see, uh, it will be created, but we are not using that at the moment. So let's open the post controller, and here the default one is going to render the ERB version, and we don't want that. We want to render view post index, and we are gonna try to pass here our post, and for that we need to define initializer to receive the post, and that's it for now. Let's see if it's still working or if we are able to see. Yeah, right now we are seeing the Flex version of our comp. Okay, so right now we want to take this version and enhance a little bit. So let me paste here and explain to you. So it's this the initializer and that we wrote a few seconds ago. And then we are using just, Flex syntax to create a header here and to, create, display the elements on the page. So when you see that, method link, it actually the components from RubyUI. So right now I'm passing, link that has Rails blog as content for it. And then we have our content here with a heading that is another component from RubyUI. So for example, let's take a look on the heading. We are here going to typography. Heading is a typography. So if you scroll down a little bit, you're gonna see the command to install the typography that we did at the beginning. And now for the H1, for example, you are seeing here heading, you can pass options like level and the content. So you will be able to see um, the you're able to see examples of options like level one, level two, or others options like the stats. But you know, you are also encouraged to open the heading file, and here you'll be able to see you have level one, two until uh, the size, sorry, 1 until 9. And what that means is that Tailwind class that will be passed over in the levels that you have, the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, with that in mind, we have here the heading, the link that it will be the anchor, the text. So, the card that we decided to use is the card component, and we can see here the code for the card. And another thing that people doesn't understand before using is why we are making us to, define card header, card title, and everything else. It looks so verbose. It looks so a lot of things to do. And if you take a look on ChatCN, it's almost the same. You have the card header, the card title, and what people don't see at first is that because we are mapping each element, it will be generated just one HTML tag. It will be easy to customize. It will be easy to apply a class. If I want to apply a class, for example, on title, yeah, I just need to go here and on my header, and I can apply a class on the content. And in every part of the card, I will be able to customize it. Sure, if you don't want to use that, or at least you're not encouraged to do that, you can, create another component called card component, your card component that has your own Tailwind customization, and then we can call your component here. You don't have to type everything every time, but because of that, you're not supposed to wrote your own code that way. This is the way that the library decided to do because we want to make it very easy to customize. But okay, so we have saved here, and then we are going to come back, and voila, we are using our RubyUI card component, uh, like that one here. This is the bag that we have been using, our adding our tags, our link here. So this is the link, and you know, it's just that. Now that we have the index page, I want to show you how we can create forms and submit and create new posts. And to do that, let's go back and generate a Phlex new page, and we should open it. And the same way, we have to go here on the new, and we have to make it call it render our Phlex component here. We also need to create the initializer that will receive that post, and then we want to start to, you know, recreate the same header. We are, of course, we can use layouts and we have ways to not duplicate that code, but I don't want to go deeper on that. You should check the Phlex page. So here we have our header that we already. Then let's go to define our main here, main content, and there it's been using our heading level one. We have passed a class to customize it a little bit. Um, we are using the so after that, we are going to use a card as well. And right now, what we are trying to do is to use to create a form. So we should be able to use to form the form helpers that Rails provided us. And right now, we are using a form field and a button to submit. I will come back to this a little bit later. We are going to try to access that page, but you're going to see that we will be receive an error because they will not find form with. Let's see if that is true. Exactly. So we need to go on the Flex here, and we need to include the the helpers that that we want to use. So that let's see if that one is it's the form with helper. Yeah, that's the form with helper. So we need to include that one because we want to use it. So right now we are using the form with helpers, and then we are taking here a different approach. We are using the form field components that, once again, going back here to form, we are going to see examples how to use it. So we have the form field, form label, input, hint, and errors. And we can see that in order to use, we don't have here the attributes being generated by the form helpers like we are used with the Rails. I have tried to open PRs on Rails to be able to integrate that in a better way in Rails. But right now, what you have to do is you have to type the attributes for yourself. So here's the input, and we have the ID, post title, that's connecting with the label. And here the name is post and title. That's it what will make the post, the request going through like the Rails expected. So we have a hint here, and we have if post return an error from the back end, we are we will be able to present that to our users. So right now we are seeing just the title. Let's continue to create. So for the category of the post, it will be a little bit more interest. I We are gonna use a combo box, and a combo box is a really complex and really hard component to to be using. So you should go to the docs here and look for the combo box here, and you can see the code and grab the code and paste it here like Same before, you should put the name, post, category, like that way. Is this way. This is how Rails expected it to be. Here we'll be able to handle error for the combo box. And once again, you don't have to type that every time. This Ruby, you can create a method here and call it inside with Phlex. You can create another file that it will be your own combo box, and you just need to call that. You can even create helpers to be calling and be using the combo box. So uh, let's see, let's save here and see what how it look like. So this is our combo box. You see, view component, flex, ERB. You have a search here, and this is integrated with your Rails app. So finally, you have we're gonna have the content that is a text area and has that it's it's easy, right? It's a text area. So yeah, so we were able to have the whole form here, and let's see if it will be working. So I want to make a change here. We are going to submit this form to the create controller here, and if it will if it saves well, and it should redirect to post, but I don't want that. I want it to redirect to post paths to the index. So let's see if it is working. So um, the Ruby UI version, we are using Flex. This is the content for our post. So let's create, and nice. We have the RubyUI version of the post. So really, really nice. So I want to explore a little bit about validations. Let's go ahead to our post model, and voila, we want to validate the presence of title, just title, okay, for now. And here we can see that if the backend returns an error like this, it will should be displayed here. So let's go to the post controller here and change the handler, because what we want is not to render the ERB version, but if the post has error, we want to render our Plex view that way. So, okay. So we are going to try to create a new post here. And we don't have title. Okay, so well, title can't be blank. So that error came from the backend. But what is really awesome about RubyUI is that you are able to work with errors from backend and from front end as well. You have client side validations for free, and I want to show how to do that. So in order to show that, let's go back to the post, and we don't want that anymore. So we don't want that validations anymore here. So we go to the input here, and you just have to put required true. So it will use the browser API to make the client side validations work. So let's try the same here. Oh, please fill out the field. that error are coming from the it's a client side. You don't have to reach the server to be able to see that error. So, and it's even better because you are able to customize the error message. If you go here on RubyUI on forms again, you uh, we're gonna see here custom error message, and here that data value missing custom error message, and we're gonna use that. And right now, if you're trying to submit without title, you got the custom error message, and it will be working. Like expecting. You decide to start to type the message. It's will be hidden automatically. You clean the field, clear the field, and the error message will be back. And what is awesome is that it's compatible with the backend error as well. You can have another kind of validations on the backend, and they will be handling the client side. If past the client side, we go to the backend, and it will be able to handle backend error as well here. So that is something that it's really cool right now. Uh, you have the validations that we are used to see on SPA on client side frameworks, made very easy, but we also have our Rails validations being displayed here as well. So let's uh, create a new one, uh, new post, and that is it. So we have here. So, guys, that's it's what I would like to show you today. I hope you guys enjoy, you guys use it, and you guys help us to continue be crafting that component library. So, thank you so much.